I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. We're back this week for the second week of Chamber Picks. We are downtown in beautiful Uvalde at the site of the Uvalde Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau, and so we're excited and happy to be with you tonight. Couple things real quick before we get started. I want to thank LMG Productions for bringing this live to you tonight. It's a special privilege to be here with y'all and be face-to-face with some of our audience. Also want to remind or let our viewing public know that this is in conjunction. Our picks are in conjunction with Uvalde Leader News. So most of y'all know this is another long tradition in our community. And if you would like to follow along, play along, judge yourself to these great soothsayers up here to my right and my left, please do so. And I have found out this week that our scores will probably be in the paper every week. And so you will really be able to hold us accountable and know who's in last place every week. So before we get started tonight, I would like to introduce, we had 7 last night, if y'all saw. Our last week, if you saw, we have 8 tonight. We have a guest picker with us tonight, a veteran of the show, and a veteran of Uvalde, and a veteran football player, Mr. Buck Lanning.
Hey. Glad to be here, and I'm down here for a very special occasion. We're having the 50-year reunion of the state championship football team.
Woohoo! There you go.
Big event for Uvalde, and it was certainly a privilege to be a part of that team. But just going to share that with lots and lots of people, and hope that everybody comes out throughout the weekend. We have all kinds of events scheduled. We're going to be in the parade. We're at the football game. We're going to have a luncheon, and then we're going to show game films at 2 o'clock, and then we've got a party at the El Progreso Library at 7. So we've got a number of events, and we invite Uvalde to come share and enjoy with us.
Well, welcome. We're really glad to have you, and glad to have your expertise. Some of us pickers last week need a little help, so we'll follow along.
I'll see if I can help them out.
Well, I'm going to take a liberty here to introduce 2 new traditions that I think that'll make this show a lot of fun. The first tradition, I want to encourage everybody to do a little side bet action with your fellow pickers, and I'm going to introduce or ask the first side bet. Ask for the first side bet. I'm going to bet Mr. Nuzzi over to my left here that going into the last week, just between him and I, this is just between him and I, going into the last week, the person that has the highest winning percentage is the winner. The loser has to go out and buy a jersey from the other person's alma mater, that's UT and A&M, and wear it on the show the last week.
Oh, wow.
I think I need to negotiate this because your son and you are Coyotes, which are maroon and white. So that's not that big a deal. And me, I'm literally allergic to burnt orange.
I will wear
I will break out and hide.
I will wear whatever you put me in. If it's not a jersey because it's simple maroon, I'll wear whatever you put me in.
I'll agree to something of the sort that we can discuss.
We'll discuss it off air, but I think we need to have a little UTA and bet.
I'm down with that.
So, and I encourage everybody else to listen.
Why don't we do
next week?
Why don't we do TU and A&M's like overall record or something like that?
I know better than that.
Why is that?
You can okay. Well, we got point spreads. You're going to give me like a 2-game spread, 3-game spread, something like that.
No, we don't do 5-game spreads over here on this bet. Is that what you're telling me?
That's my first one, and so I kind of encourage. I think it'd be fun. Get a little camaraderie and a little combativeness going back and forth.
Let's go.
The second thing, I want to introduce a game off books every week that y'all don't have that showcases one of our past athletes that are playing in college now,
Oh,
or
that's
maybe
cool.
just graduated from college. So I'm going to throw a game at you that you don't have at all. You'll have to take my word. I haven't really researched it either, other than I know there's a Uvalde Coyote playing on that team.
Oh, that's a great
So
idea.
we're going to start this week. The first game is going to be the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs versus the Trinity Tigers. Texas Lutheran, we have Christian Rivetta, was a receiver and a defensive back that graduated in 21. He's with his second season with TOU. He'll be playing. You'll have to help me. I don't think we have a football player playing for Trinity, but we have a swimmer at Trinity.
We do.
Mabel Fowler.
Yeah.
So our first game is going to be Trinity at TOU, and we'll start.
And a golfer. Mabel's a golfer too.
Oh, yeah, and the golfers.
Come on now.
And my wife says that golf is not a sport, and I fight with her all the time.
Of course, it's a sport.
That you can play all your life.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah,
and
right.
one that doesn't hurt near as
And
bad.
right.
Yeah, you're right.
That you can still
Exactly right.
walk
Hurts
upright
your
when you're
brain.
40.
You still make complete sentences
Yes.
at the age of 55.
I played with some golfers.
I got that. I played with some golfers too.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. Anything except
That wasn't the only
what they
sport
might
they
have been
played.
drinking.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. But
So, all right, we'll lead it off. We'll start, I guess, to my left. We got TOU and Trinity. The first
Wow.
You know, my wife's from Seguin, and one of my best golfers I had in high school, Brian Dishman, played for TLU, so I'm going to go with the Bulldog.
Well, you know, I've had a feeling you were going to say this. So TOU, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go with TOU too.
TOU, you said Christian, right? That's
Yeah, Christian
Rivera,
Rivera plays
yes,
for
sir,
TOU
yeah.
now. right
Yeah, I'm
now.
gonna go with TOU. He's a relative cousin, so yeah, TOU all the way.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I'll buck the trend here. I'll go with Trinity just to go that way.
I tell you what, all these comments from our co-hosts here, I think Trinity will be good. I think looks good. Donald?
You know, I don't have any idea, but I'm going to take TLU.
And that's the point of this. Nobody has any idea. We're all clueless.
Yeah, what's the line?
Yeah. I will take TLU also just for Ernie Cervantes stuff because I'm sure he's going to fix the meal that feeds the winner.
That
Yes.
is probably true.
Yes. For Ernie.
All right, I got to go with Trinity because both my parents graduated from Trinity University. They're both Tigers. And my oldest sister, Sherry Herndon, who lives here in Uvalde, she's a graduate of Trinity. So I've
There you
got
go.
3 Tigers, and I better go with the Tigers or I'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, loyalty. Good.
And I bring this because, I think we all have ties to family members that are going to be at a lot of these small local schools around here. And I think it's a great thing, these kids continuing their dream and their passion and still trying to play.
Absolutely.
So we'll try to do that every week. And if you've got one for me, please share it.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started with our actual picks where we will be keeping score this week. Chance, I think it's really the gauntlet
Drum
is down
roll.
for you. So our first game is Houston at UTSA. Houston's favored by 4 in this game. Both of these programs had very good seasons last year. A lot of key pieces coming back, and so I think Dave Campbell's ranked it as one of the best non-conference games to happen within the state this year. It'll be a good one over in San Antonio. So we'll lead off with you, Buck. You want to?
Okay, well, I better go for Houston. My wife, my darling bride, graduated from University of Houston. But I will make a comment about UTSA, a very young program, and it is very surprising that they have grown up and become as good as they have in such a short period of time. So I commend UTSA, but I'm going to go with the Cougs. Eat them up, raw.
Wow, that's hard to follow. I'm going to go with Houston. I looked up a little bit of their information, and their defensive front and secondary are really tops. I think it's going to be a quarterback battle between Toon and Harris. So, but I still think Houston's going to win.
Yeah, I think UTSA is going to have a really good home field advantage in this one. I think it's going to be a big crowd. But last week I picked Houston as a dark horse for the playoff, for the college football playoff. So there's no way in heck they're going to get there if they lose this week. So I'm going to take Houston.
Well, I'll tell you what, Houston looks good. Looking at the stats here on Yahoo Sports and ESPN that I've caught, it's Houston looks good.
Yeah, it's hard to go against Houston this, but I will say UTSA probably their coach will be at a Power 5 university here pretty soon. Jeff Traylor's just done an excellent job over there. But yeah, it's hard to go against Houston in this game. Houston for me.
I guess I'll just go ahead and buck the trend here. I know Houston's got a great squad, but it's going to be a very exciting, entertaining game, I believe. So, with that being said, I just think the home field advantage is going to be too much for them to overcome. It's going to be close, but I think the runners should take it. I feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my UTSA pick for week 3.
Please ask Mr. Bolts to have it on there with you.
Yeah, Dana Holgerson, man, he's going to be throwing it all over the field. Mr. Country Roads himself. Coming back to Houston, I got to go with the Cougs and Miss Kim over there for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the rest of y'all. I'd like to go for UTSA, but I'm going to have to stick with Houston and the Cougars. So there you have it.
All right. Well, one down.
Pablo's got a chance at a home run there. So
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
And he probably will win that one. We'll talk about it next week. So, our next game on the schedule this week is Oregon at Georgia. This is two big programs, big names, going to have a lot of lights. I think it's an early game in the afternoon, but Georgia is favored by 17 points, which seems like a lot of points to me for, I think, what are they ranked? Third, fourth, and Oregon's 14th. That's a lot of points for that type of ranking spread. So, I guess we'll go ahead and start down here again.
I'll start with a real southern drawl, and I'll pick the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs versus Ducks, really? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs. Yeah, Georgia all the way.
Yeah, the Ducks are going to be tired from flying all the way from Oregon to Georgia. And, the Pac-10 or Pac-12 schools don't do that well against SEC schools. And going all the way to Georgia on the first game of the season, even though Georgia lost tons of guys to the NFL
They did.
this last year, I think, it's a lot of points that spread 17 or whatever it is, 14, 17. It might be a little closer than that, but I'm still taking Georgia.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Georgia, looking at some stats from last year and now coming up, this coming year, Georgia's going to look good. It looks good so far.
I'll take Georgia also. I don't think you can go wrong there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Georgia also. I don't think it'll be as big a spread as they're predicting to be, but I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Kirby Smart's right there with Nick Saban getting up there close, and it's rinse and repeat no matter how many people they lose. So yeah, you got to go Georgia.
Yeah, you got to go Georgia. And, we're talking about Oregon flying. The flight will probably be canceled.
Won't be there.
Yeah, they won't be there. So it might be their best chance of winning.
Default.
Okay. Take a little break here real quick. And now we've given our listeners a time to listen in, tune in. Now we're going to give you a chance to chime in. We're going to have 3 questions throughout our show. And first listener to name all 3 of them will win a pair of Palomino Mega Fest tickets that you can pick up here at the Chamber. So our first question of the night would be, who did Uvalde play for? Who did Uvalde play for the state championship in 1972? So that'll be our first question tonight. So we'll have a second and a third. Yeah, you're Buck. You're not allowed to answer. We'll have a second and third coming up here in a bit. So we'll continue with our picks now. Our next game, another college game here, another college game that'll be under the bright lights. We have Notre Dame and Ohio State. We'll move to our left side this time to Mr. Edwards.
I'm going to have to go with Ohio State at home. Dot the I and go Buckeyes.
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think the Buckeyes will take it. Notre Dame, I think they got a lot more than they used to, even though they lost their coach to LSU. But I think it's going to take some time, and Ohio State's kind of already there. So Ohio State.
Yeah, the Buckeyes, perennial powerhouse. Can't go wrong with that pick. I got to go.
I'll go with the Buckeyes also.
I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Oh, the Irish.
Oh, yeah. I had that feeling there, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. With the new coach, I don't think he's ever been a head coach at any school, much less, a big school like Notre Dame. And Ohio State's going to be hungry. I think they lost 2 games last year, and it's like for Ohio State fans, that's like, the sky is falling. So, they'll be hungry.
We'll see.
I'll take Ohio State.
Notre Dame hadn't been in Ohio since the 90s, right? And isn't the quarterback a Heisman contender at Ohio State? Yeah, I think the Buckeyes will take this one.
Yeah, 2 storied programs, but you got to go with Ohio State on that one.
Well, our next game we have on our list may be a little more of a toss-up, and we'll have a little difference of opinion here. It really is a toss-up. I think Army's favored by just a few points. 2 programs that had great seasons last year also. Both went to bowl games, won big bowl games. We've got Army at Coastal Carolina. We'll start down here on the left again.
Yeah, give me Army in this game. So that's, I don't know anything about either one of them, but you got to go with the Army.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Army, you're going to have a low-scoring game. It's going to be a run, read option. They're going to be pitching and diving and all that. Coastal Carolina, I think they have the greatest mascot. I think one of them, the Chanticleers, man. That's cool. Like, from that old Rockadoodle or whatever it was that movie. Remember? Anyway, they're gonna spread the field out a little more, and I think Army's gonna be tough, but Coastal Carolina.
All right. I'm just gonna pick Army on this one. I just got a feeling that they're gonna do what it takes to pull this one out of the bag. Army.
Yeah, I think early in the season, Coastal Carolina hadn't had much time to face or play play on defense versus a triple option. So I think it's going to be tough. Army's always played people early in the season very well. They had OU beat a couple years ago, I think, and so I'm going to go with Army also.
I think that's a good choice there. Army has, looking at everything, they might pull it, Lalo?
Well, yeah, Army runs the triple option and it gives people fits, but Coastal Carolina's had, like 8 months to practice, for this game. So, and they've got a really good quarterback, Grayson McCall. So, Coastal Carolina, and a close one.
I'm going to go with Army, just sentimental field artillery. We were in the Army. Yeah, Army.
I'll go with Coastal Carolina. They had a good football team last year, real good record. Army is always disciplined and running, wishbone type, triple option. Man, they just keep pounding you. But I think Coastal Carolina would be a little bit too much firepower for them.
And I failed to mention he's not playing football, but we do have an Army cadet, freshman cadet this year. Brian Reading is.
Oh, that's right.
Is up at Army. So yeah, go Knights, go Knights. We have one last college game on the schedule this week. We've got Cincinnati at Arkansas. Another probably should be a pretty close game. So start down there to my right to Buck. Pass something to you.
Oh, it's a funny bone to pick. Arkansas was the first dadgum school to drop out of the Southwest Conference.
Yep.
And I never forgave him for that because that started the bust up of the Southwest Conference.
And then
I hate to do it, but I'm going to pick Arkansas. But yeah, that one twists me up a little bit.
I agree with that. We were in college when that happened. That's just awful. I mean, right after we were out. I think Arkansas's running game put them ahead. Arkansas. Hate to go with the Razorbacks also, but
Yeah, I think Arkansas is going to out-physical Cincinnati. Plus, Cincinnati lost a lot of guys to the NFL.
Looks good for Arkansas against Cincinnati as of the first game.
Cincinnati's replacing a lot of people and replacing a very good quarterback. And so, yeah, Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Razorbacks on this one. Also, just the home field advantage, and I don't know. I think that's just what I feel, what I think. Razorbacks.
Yeah, I'm sick of Cincinnati. I'm sorry, I am. Like, if you just get up, if you want to play big boy football, then get in the Power Five. You know, like quit. It's just SEC. Woo pig suey.
Yeah.
I have a great nephew that just graduated from the University of Arkansas, and a brother-in-law that's a Arkansas native and a big Arkansas fan. So I feel very compelled to pick Arkansas. They're at home. They'll be calling those pigs suey.
Suey.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week's slate of college games. Now on to the high school games. Our first game we've got is Goliad Poteet, both coming in at 1-0. Poteet, I think, is actually a 6-7 point favorite in this. Poteet is also our opponent next week, Uvalde's opponent next week. It's going to be a big matchup in 3A Division I. Should be a really close game for both of those programs. So we'll lead that one off. Buck, you want to?
I'll go with Poteet, guys. I saw what they did to Bandera, and that make a believer out of me. So I'll go with Poteet, whatever the Poteet.
Poteet Aggies.
I was gonna say I think they're the Aggies.
That's
Oh,
the
the
Aggies.
maroon ones. See, there you go, maroon team. So go with Poteet.
Yeah, I'll go with Petite also.
Yeah, I think Poteet's got a strong team.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good for Poteet for being 1-0.
I'll pick Poteet this week. I won't next week though. So
Uh-oh.
go with
Yeah, I'm with Jay on this one. Poteet this week. They'll stay undefeated until next week. So.
I'm gonna stay on it. Obviously, they're the Aggies, so you bet. They're both 1-0, and I just think Petite has more.
Who did Goliad play last week? Does anybody know have that little?
Tide Haven.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but right now it could be the new Aces. You know?
So, man, I did when I was about 6 years old. I went to the Goliad Country Club, but I'm gonna have to go with Poteet on this game. Of course, I've never even been to Poteet, but I'm going with
I'm a member of the country
the
club.
Strawberry people. Yeah, what?
Country music is what I love.
That's eight across the board. You're welcome, Goliad. You will beat Poteet this week. So,
Congratulations.
congratulations, exactly. Well, I guess move to our left now. We've got the Carrizo Springs Wildcats coming off their loss to Uvalde Coyotes last week against the Hondo Owls. Also got beat to Marion in a close game. Ironically, it's at Hondo, but a lot of Sioux Staters have Carrizo picked in this game by a lot of points too.
Huh.
No idea.
Well, now that she threw that at me, I'm going to go with the Carrizo Springs Wildcats over the Owls. So
It's if at Hondo, I mean that stadium, I mean they are on your butt.
Mm-hmm.
Those stands are right up near it. I mean they got the aircraft carrier gates or whatever it is. I mean, and it is your typical Friday Night Lights. I mean, craziness. That was first start in varsity was at Hondo, and that's a tough environment, man. So I'm going to go with Hondo Owls.
Up close.
All right, yeah. I agree, Chance. I know Hondo's got a tough environment, but I just got a feeling that Carrizo Springs is going to do what it takes to pull this one out. Yeah, Wildcats all the way on this one.
Like I said, Dave Campbell's had Carrizo by 18 points in this game, and I don't know where in the world they came up with that line. Yeah, I thought it had to be a typo or something. Both of them are going to have read option quarterbacks. I've Uvalde's seen both of them. One in a scrimmage 2 weeks ago, and one last week. It's going to be tough. I really don't have this one even circled yet. So, I'd like to put a little spread between you guys. So we
got
really,
a couple already.
yeah. But I agree with you. I played over there. That's a tough place to play. I've got to go with the Owls also.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, Carrizo being 0-1 and Hondo 0-1, I'm going to go with Carrizo like Mr. Edwards. We're going to
There you go.
look at it pretty
All right,
good.
John, wise men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to play the Dave Campbell's odds and go with Carrizo.
I'm gonna go with Hondo. I always hated to go to those games over there. So, Hondo.
I still vividly remember the Hondo Stadium. They had that huge oak tree down on the south end of the field. You kick your extra point or whatever, and it goes up in that tree. And it's the landing mats is what surround that dang field. Hondo played us the best game of anybody during the regular season. I mean, they were dang tough. And Hondo at home is just it's going to be a tough game. They don't like to lose over there, so I'm going to go with the Hondo Owls.
And it's loud.
It is.
All right. Well, then moving on to our next game here, we've got Pleasant and Eagles at the Bernie Greyhounds. Once again, Pleasant, they lost. They were on our sheet last week. Lost a heartbreaker to Antonian, and then of course Bernie. They won an early game on Thursday night, I think. And Bernie's favored in this game by 14 points. They were in the same district last year, but this year they're spread out, and probably good chance to see each other in the playoffs. Both good teams. Both have good nucleuses coming back. So let's say we'll lead it off, I guess, to my right with Mr. Lanning.
All right, I'll go with the Bernie Greyhounds, the Hounds. So they're home team, and I'll pick the Greyhounds.
I will too. They're picked 6th in state, so I think Bernie's the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Bernie at home.
I'll tell you what, Pleasanton 0-1, Bernie 1-0. I think Bernie will take it. Bernie Greyhounds.
Yeah, I was trying to play Pleasanton up as much as I could, but yeah, Bernie's 6th in state. They basically returned their whole team except their quarterback, and so they're going to be tough. And we'll see them in district too. So yeah, I've got to go with Bernie.
All right. Same here. Got to go with the Greyhounds. I did not realize they were ranked number 6. So yeah.
Oh yeah, Greyhounds, the Fighting Drew Bibbs. Remember the Bibbs? They moved them. They moved
Yeah.
Bernie.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, a long
Okay.
time
Three
ago.
Bills, I got you.
Yeah.
I missed you there for a second. Yeah, Bernie, I think that's a no-brainer there. Anyway, Bernie, I had a bunch of nieces that just finished up there, Bernie Greyhounds. So.
All right. Well, I think we have. Okay, you're welcome, Pleasanton. We have another
Eagle.
pick across the board here. So our next game. Well, let's back up. Let's go to our next question here. We're about halfway through. Next question for our viewers. What was the score of the state championship game? Remember, we had Uvalde and Luke. Oh, never mind. I caught myself. So, what was the final score of the state championship?
That game.
Yeah, of that game.
That game.
That game.
Oh, this has
That
got to
was
be
the
a
second question. We
72
got
brag.
one more question coming to you later in our show. So, all right. Well, we'll jump back on our picks. We've got next one up is Southside and Somerset. Somerset also a district opponent for us. Both of them won big last week. I think Southside beat an Austin school pretty handily, and Somerset beat San Antonio Highlands. Also, so both coming in at 1-0. Southside is favored. They're a little bit bigger of a classification of a school. They're 5A Division I, whereas Somerset's 4A Division I. So down here, they're all right. Buck, what do you think?
The South Side used to play us, and they always played us tough. I didn't know they'd moved up a classification, but I had Somerset circled, but I guess the bigger school, I'll go with South Side. They were always tough, so I'll go with the Cardinals.
Yep, I'll go with Southside also.
Same here, Southside.
Southside has always had a good football team. And my prediction is I think Southside will take it.
They're very close too. Southside and Somerset are back down there, both on the kind of the 281 corridor down there. So it'll be a little bit of rivalry. I'm sure a lot of those kids know each other. So that may negate the home field advantage some, but I'm going to go Somerset in this game.
Looking at this game on the schedule, I couldn't decide which one. I'm just gonna go with the home team, Somerset. I think that's gonna give them an advantage on the game. So Somerset.
Well, a while ago, before Hinojosa came to town, thank you very much, Abarca. We could have had Lynn Leonard, but that's a different story for another time. I worked out with Coy Detmer's father, Sonny Detmer at Somerset doing little quarterback drills and stuff like that. And his son's there. I originally had Southside pick, but I think Coy Detmer, they're going to throw it around a bit, and I'm going to pick Somerset.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Southside. I don't know anything about any one of their football programs, but Rick Rodriguez was the golf coach on there at Southside for a long time. He was a great man, and so I'm going to Southside. The Cardinals.
All right. Well, and it was pointed out by Mr. Cano here that I went off the James Bulls scorecard we got earlier in the week. On our list that everybody has in front of them, we've got Harper and Savinow up before I do. So we're going to jump back to that game. We've got Harper and Savinow. Harper lost to the Hennis last week. Savinow was one of our picks. They beat the Dilly Wolves. Savinow's favored, but not by much. It's going to be a close one over in Savinow. So, Mr. Landon.
Oh, got to go with the Yellow Jackets. Go with our neighbors to the east. Get them Yellow Jackets.
Is this Sabinal? Is this the near that river? Let's go with Sabinal. Absolutely.
I should have taken Savino last week.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to make the same mistake again. Go Savino.
7-0 Yellow Jackets. Looking good. 1-0.
Well, I agree with you, Mr. Tavoya. I should have taken them last week. Somebody else talked me into taking Dilly, and I wish I would have. So, all the way.
Well, I know it wasn't me because I picked 7-0 last week. Yeah, I'm going to go with 7-0 again this week. Go Jackets.
Yeah, same here. I'm going to go Savinow.
Savinow, in memory of the late, great Medford Butch Key, one of the greatest friends I had. He was really a good man. Butch Keith had a laugh that it was like worth 10 laughs from somebody else. You know, one Butch laugh was worth 10 laughs. So let's go Savinow.
All right, we'll go Savinow across the board. So go Yellow Jackets. All right, our next game we have is probably one of the biggest ones in the state this week. We've got Austin Westlake at Judson. Austin, they're the number one ranked team in 5A. They beat Missouri City last week. Judson, I don't know if anybody had a chance to tune in to the Pigskin Classic on Channel 12 out in College Camp. It was just excellent. Every game was down to the wire. Judson, they won in overtime. They're 1-0. They were the only game that we didn't have on our score sheet. I think we had Smithson Valley and Reagan before. That was a 1-0 game. That was a 1-point game, and then of course we had Brennan and Cibolo later. So all those games were great. So anyway, we've got Judson and Westlake this week. Mr. Edwards down there.
You know, is Dr. Ball still at Judson?
Yes, he is.
All right, I'm going with Judson. I like that one.
I got to go Chaparral, Westlake all the way. Yeah, I mean, I know Judson Rockets. No, sorry. It's Westlake all the way.
Again, this is a matchup I was up in the air about. I just think the home field advantage is going to be too much for them also. It should be a close one, but I think the Rockets should pull this one out.
I keep wanting to take a different game. You know, we're either going to go down in flames together, or we're going to.
No, I know. That's that one you picked. I switched it. So I was like, well, let's stay.
Westlake's the number one team in the state right now. I got to go with the Chaps.
Austin. I don't know. I'm going to go with Judson. 1-0. And let's see how it goes.
Yep, Judson looked good in that game last week. They kind of blew a lead there in the fourth quarter, but they still looked really tough. But I mean, Westlake's number one. I don't think they've lost a game since 2019. So I say they keep it rolling.
I'm going to go with Austin Westlake for my daughter-in-law, Wesley.
Oh, yeah. The Westlake Chaparrals, those guys, they nearly always put out just, a dynamite. And so does Judson, but you can't go against Austin Westlake. I think that's Johnny Ringo, coached here, and Johnny came from Austin Westlake. Now he's up at Highland Park.
80.
So is he really?
Yeah. He's been there a long time.
So I'm sure it'll be a good game, but yeah, it's just
Westlake.
Westlake's going to be they're going to come in fired up and tough. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, that brings us to the primetime matchup of the week. We've got our 1-0 Coyotes at home to open up home this week. year. Last year we went down to Eagle Pass, and they got on us early down there. They've got a really good running back, but Coyotes fought back, almost won that game with a bunch of young kids that have never been on varsity. So they're going to be looking for a little revenge Friday night, and going to have a huge hometown crowd and a huge reunion going on. I think it'll be a lot of people and a big hometown crowd fired up. So let's the guest of the evening, our state championship. We'll start down there with Mr. Buck Lanning.
Coyotes all the way. Yeah, they're going to have a big home field advantage, and the Coyotes they're going to start learning how to win a bunch of games, and this is just providing the foundation for what's coming. So, Uvalde Coyotes, get them.
Oh, that's great. They're going to have so much support, so many people there rooting for them. Coyotes all the way.
Yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and just can't say enough about how they played last week. Probably having a little extra pressure on them, and they showed up and did it. So go Uvalde.
Good deal. According to some people that I talked to during the week, they said that this first game is sold out. I don't know if y'all had heard anything different, but they expect a good crowd, and if it's sold out, it's going to be packed. Uvalde.
I do have a ticket update at the end. I was going to save to the end. It's not quite sold out. That has been the rumor going around. We're going to throw up a link on our Facebook page at the end to general admission tickets, but you can also still get a few. There's a few, very few reserved seating tickets left. You'll go by the central office tomorrow. They'll have some there. So yeah, please come out. Please come out. The one thing about these kids, pressure's not going to bother them. They had all the pressure in the world on them last week, and they were able to hang in there. And so, they're going to have a lot of pressure on them this week, but they'll roll on to 2-0. Go Coyotes.
Go Coyotes. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be loud. I can't wait to experience it firsthand. Go Coyotes.
Oh yeah, I think you look at the definition of a trap game, though. I think this is probably it. Kind of having a game, the first game of the year, and you didn't really just wax them, but then you're coming back. Oh, we got this big thing and everything, and they played somebody. They got beat real bad, but Eagle Pass is really good. So don't let that score fool you, boys. Like you got to show up for this one. And it's probably going to be the most people that anybody that doesn't play in college is ever going to play in front of. So this is going to be a lot of people there. So, but with all that said, it'll be a great game for all the fans. But the Coyotes, they'll pull it out.
Yeah, I'm so happy for the team last week winning that first game. That meant a lot. Scoring 21 points.
21.
I like that 21 too. The hair's standing up on my arm right now. So, it's going to be a great atmosphere. We'll have all those former Coyotes there that won that state championship. I was scouting for y'all. I want you to know, by the way. I was supposed to be going to school at Texas A&M, but Roger Nelson and I snuck over to Brenham on a Thursday and added some adult beverages. We were kind of almost adults then, and we watched. Man, we had our binoculars going. We were scouting out those Brenham Bears or Cubs or whatever they were. Anyway, it's going to be exciting. Best of luck, Coyotes. Here come the Coyotes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Our last question for the night for the viewers, and please chime in after this. Once again, the first person to chime in correctly on all three answers will win a pair of tickets to the Palomino Fest this weekend. Last question is, what was the team season record of the state championship season?
Oh, wow.
So we'll give you a few minutes to think about that, and please post your answers. Why don't we do that? We have a winner.
First question, she wins 2 tickets. She got
Oh, I heard that wrong. We have 6 tickets to give away. Okay, we have a winner for our first question, and which was, who did Uvalde play for the state championship? And we have a winner?
Miss Monique Cardenas.
Miss Monique Cardenas. We you can come by tomorrow to pick up your 2 tickets to the Palomino Fest here at the Chamber office in downtown Uvalde, right across from HEB.
She's so close with the score, though. She can't come get it.
Okay, so we don't have a winner for question number 2 yet. We'll leave that one out there a second, maybe.
And these are mega tickets, right?
It-
It's for the whole
The
weekend.
whole weekend, yeah, not just one.
3 days of party.
3 days of adult beverages. If you need to be
you're
more
so
than
inclined.
almost an adult to be there.
Yes, that's true.
No. So,
Ferris wheels, you got it all, man.
let's see, Buck, do you have a hint on the score maybe you could give somebody?
Hey, you want the home team or the visitor?
I'll leave that up to you.
33 for one side.
33 for one side. 33 is one side of the score. If you can come up with the second side, yeah, you'll win 2 free tickets. So while we're doing that, I just want to mention again that there are tickets available. Not many for Friday night. So get on quick. It would help the front door sales too if you could get online and buy your general admission tickets online and just present that at the door. I think we're going to throw that up on our Facebook page. Also on our Facebook page, we have a link to the Coaches Show. Coach Miller is doing a weekly show. It was last night was the second episode, and so please tune into that. We talked kind of about a tradition last week, going to the games where they had the Pick'em show was rebroadcasted, and then the Coaches Show, and then of course the game, and so trying to recreate a little bit of that. So you'll have that. And lastly, I want to mention that the Chamber is partnered with UvaldeRadio.net. They are bringing our games every Friday night. And so they will be live starting at 7 o'clock Friday night. If you can't get there, please tune in and listen to them. So that link will be up also. But please try to get there. And if you get there, listen along in your headphones and watch the game. It'll be a great game. So we need any more hints on our second question, or do we have a... Not yet.
All right.
Not yet. Third question, do we have a
Not yet.
okay. I'll throw a hint out there on the third question. The team was undefeated. So you got one side of the equation. All you got to do is come up with the other side.
Man, you
We'll leave it open. They can comment.
Oh, somebody, we've got a text straight to one of our panelists up here for the second question. We're good here, Mr. Cano. You want to announce the winner of the second?
No. This is just some information that I got sent to me personally. But since we're doing this contest here, well, we can't give out the
Oh, I thought somebody had just texted
No.
me. I read that wrong. I thought you were telling me, hey, you're actually showing me the score. Like, I know who won that thing. Okay, all right. Well,
So, like Mr. Lanning said, 33. That was the top score. What else? I mean, 33 to what? Okay. So there's where we're at.
we got 33 and
We'll leave it open.
yeah,
You want to leave it open?
we can. Well, yeah. If we have a winner later tonight, please chime in, and the chamber will let you know if you've won, and you can come by and pick up tickets.
And then all the events for this weekend, if you want to run back
Yeah,
over those.
yeah. Let me go over those again. One thing for the game, there's gathering pregame before the kickoff, and that's going to start at 5:30 down the close to the field house on the south end of the football field. Be gathering of the players and the coaches. A lot of the coaches are coming out from San Antonio. Comalander's going to be here. Peterson, Jay Young, Bruno Mata, Lynn Lee. So we're going to have a lot of the coaches there. And then after the game, at the end of the game, they're going to leave the lights on in the stadium, and they're going to allow the fans to come down and visit with everybody and just socialize. After, I think the band's going to play at the end of the game because we're taking up their halftime with the state championship. But they're going to leave the lights on for an extra hour after the game, just to allow fans an opportunity to get together, mix and mingle, and go visit, see some of the old football players like me. And then Saturday, the parade's at 10 o'clock. We're the grand marshals of the parade. And then at noon, we're eating at Townhouse Restaurant, team is. At 2 o'clock, we're having game film. We're going to show the state championship game and the semifinals game. And then at 7 o'clock at the El Progreso Library, we're going to have a reception and party that's just open for Coyote fans, one and all. So that's for the state championship team, classes. There's going to be lots and lots of people there, and it'll just be a good time, a little nostalgia and celebrating a good time, good memories for Uvalde.
So, Buck, have you had a good response from players on the team?
Outstanding,
All right,
really
great.
outstanding.
Is the film going to be shown?
The film is, yes, I'm sorry, I didn't say where it was going to be shown, at the high school auditorium.
Oh, that's great.
And that's
So
a semifinal too with the old Richard Sanchez Fumble-Rooski.
They very
Getting
definitely.
around.
Yeah, right guard special.
And I will throw another pitch out there. Everybody's kind of familiar with our regular programs that we have that our booster club puts on every year. There will be a special program at the game that actually will be given away that will recap the 72 season and it'll recap all the games. It'll have a very in-depth knowledge of that team that year. And so, yeah, that'll be another thing to look forward to Friday night. That's at the game, so you need to come to the game.
great.
Written by Charlie Robinson. So
Be
you
there or
know
be
it's
square.
that's
detailed.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh,
Okay, we
winner,
got.
Third question.
Winner.
14-0 undefeated. Monique got us again.
Okay, we got.
All right,
Take the whole family.
Yeah, Monique is going to be taking her whole family to the Palomino Fest. She guessed, of course, it was 14-0. They were undefeated that year. A perfect team for a perfect season for Uvalde. So we've got two winners. Hopefully, we'll get one more in a second. So you can't get the third score right, but we thank you, Monique, for listening in.
So they'll start with one.
But you said there will be a celebration after the game.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
It'll be after the Coyotes go 2-0.
Right,
Yeah,
right. We're going to beat win. So we'll be 2-0.
Two celebrations.
That's right. So it'll be a victory celebration, and I'm looking forward to that. The coaches will be there. They're coming out from San Antonio, and I found out there are going to be 12 members of the Gustafson family
No.
that are coming out to
So
the game,
cool.
and that's special.
Yeah,
So-
that is. And once again, I mean, please go to the game, but if you can't, UvaldeRadio.net will broadcast the game. And before the game, this show will be replayed. This Pick'em show will be replayed. And hopefully, the coaches show, I know it popped up on my phone Friday afternoon because I missed the early episode during the week. So relive that little tradition and listen to all three Friday night if you can beat the Honey Bowl. So with that, we want to sing. And
Let's go.
all right.
We'll always be loyal and true all through our school days. And when we are through, Uvalde High, Uvalde High, 3 cheers for you. Rah, rah, rah. We pledge our hearts and ourselves to you.
Woohoo! Go, go!
Good night. Go Coyotes.
Here come the